with what I meant to say. And when I try to make sense of it all, I get lost in the moment and let the moment slip away. There's something about the words you say, I hear them when you're not around. And there's something about that look in your eyes and your voice's sound. Well, we can leave this town, pretend that that's the problem, and we can live without all we can live without. And then you tell me someday it's alright with me. I'm always the last one to know that.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
You are listening to the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer with a sports talk and a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Sports Network. Listen in as Brent and Dave invite you to belly up to the bar with them to talk about everything in the world of sports, just like you would do at your favorite watering hole. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans, so belly up to the bar with us, grab a beverage, and let's get into it.
All right, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast 3-year anniversary show here on this Sunday, noon Sunday of Mountain Standard Time on the 20th day of August 2023. Today's show is brought to you by SeatGeek.com and the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase at SeatGeek. Remember, we are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Listen to some great podcasts there and great articles at BellyUpSports.com, such as Rising the Occasion podcast, Sports World Cup podcast, and the Craft Brewed Sports podcast. Thank you, everybody who's watching today on YouTube or Facebook or whatever it might be. And for those of you who are listening later on in podcast form, we thank you very much. Joined, as always, by 1420 Dave Van Robe's down in the great state of Montana, and our sound guy making a return appearance for the first time in quite some time. He's been off on the picket lines for whatever reason out there in beautiful British Columbia. Jimmy Schwarn, Jimmy Valentine, boy genius. How's it going, boys?
Going good.
It's doing well down here in Montana. It's a beautiful day. As soon as I close the laptop on this one, we're off to the lake. So I'm glad to take a couple hours off the family holiday to celebrate such a momentous occasion.
Yeah, momentous occasion. This is the big weekend here at 1420 World Headquarters. It was Deanne's 73rd birthday, whatever. I don't know how old she is. It was her birthday yesterday, so we did a little celebrating a lot yesterday. Got into her a little bit, nothing too bad. The fine people at Browns there, they actually picked up our tab last night, which was nice of them. It was kind of really unexpected. I mean, I guess you spend enough money there, they're bound to do something nice for you. And then today we have our anniversary special going on right here. Boys, it's been a long haul, this 3-year thing, but this I think we kind of got this almost streamlined now, Dave.
Well, it's funny you say that because for the first time in 2 years, my headphones won't won't pair with the old laptop. That's what happens when you take shit on the road. That doesn't always work, but I'm glad to be here. We have gotten a lot quicker, lot less phone calls to Jim saying, "How the hell do we figure this out here?"
Yeah,
so for the good of our producer, I'm happy that you and I have these two blind squirrels are finding the nut most times.
There it is.
Absolutely.
Jim, 350 of these damn shows we've done over the 3 years we've been doing this. That's and 4 beer per. That's like for me and Dave, that's 1,400 at least, I guess. Kind of that's each actually over this this show. And you're the guy who listens to this 1 or 2 times every time we do it. You listen to it at least 2 to 3 times. How many beers do you think you consume while you've been listening to us BS over the years?
I usually try to limit it to about like 2-3 a show. There are some shows where you guys get on a roll and I realize I don't have to do much, so I kind of let loose there, but I usually stick to about 2-3.
We have
so
go ahead, Dave.
It's kind of dependent. The more we imbibe, the less you can. So when we keep the on the tracks, then you
Yeah,
can
if
have a
I
little bit.
if I feel like I'm gonna have to really listen in, I'm like, all right, that and then tea or something.
The
But
one thing I can say is that we've, we got to level the playing field. Dave coming on a little bit later, he throws the odd C sharp out there. We're like, oh boy, but we have gotten away from that in the last couple of years. That's one thing that we have gotten better with. Yes, we still swear a little bit here and there, but our the way we discuss our and vocalize our predicaments has gotten a little bit better, has it not, Jim?
Yeah. Oh, it very much has. You guys have gotten really good with that. I don't think I've left any C sharps in. If there are, it was not necessarily on purpose. And every time you have LTF Dave on, I'm sober as a nun there.
Well, he's coming on later today, so we might find out something. I'll find a way to get one out of him somehow, some way. So that should be interesting to get a hold of. Jim, we got you on here today, and you're a Canucks guy, and I'm turning into one of those the situation with my New York Yankees. It's just an absolute disgrace. I feel like I got beaten spouse syndrome, where I keep going back for more every day, no matter what. I know they're going to lose. I didn't expect a World Series championship, and like the Canucks, you don't expect a Stanley Cup championship, but you want your team to be competitive, and then when they just aren't, over and over and over. How do you do it? How do you do as a Canucks fan to just stomach through it all?
I think part of it is we haven't tasted winning yet, so we don't miss it as much. I think that might be part of it. Whereas being a Yankees fan, you've seen a few titles. The closest we've seen is the Sedins getting punched in the face and shut out in Game 7.
Yeah, this beaten spouse syndrome is starting to get to me. I say every day I'm not going to watch, and then first thing I do today, I turn the TV down here at the Yankee Tavern North World Headquarters here, and sure as shit, they're losing 1-0 in the first inning already.
Oh, yeah.
You just get so fucking sick of it.
Yeah, well, that's funny. I'm not watching, and the next thing I know, you're putting up a watch party for a Yankees game, and I'm like, something doesn't add up here.
Yeah, I know, it's an absolute disgrace. Dave, how do you deal with your team losing?
Well, actually, I believe my Broncos have won more recently than the last place New York Yankees. You keep forgetting to say the last place New York Yankees, because that just has it just flows.
It does have a good ring to it. It
does have an awesome ring. It's pleasing to the ear. So the last place New York Yankees are actually one game behind the Angels. From last year's NFL season, you can tell as the season wore on, my ability to remain positive wanes a bit. But, football, as opposed to, I only have to put up with that kind of bullshit for 17 games. You have to put up with that bullshit for 162. And now that they're an absolute free fall. Your last place New York Yankees. So that's
I thought I'd bring Jim, the fan of the van. Jim, how you doing? Thanks for joining us today on our 3-year anniversary here. How do you deal with the Yankees? I feel like I was saying, I don't know if you can hear us, but talking about beating spouse syndrome and the like it's hard to deal with that. You just keep going back day in, day out. Like, what the fuck could happen next?
Well, as far as this Yankee team goes, I think they're losing right now. I'm not even watching it on Amazon Prime. There's no point. There's just no point. You can't beat the Red Sox, who are just as bad. You can't freaking even put up a fight against the Braves. You try to bunt with Stanton on base. I mean, freaking, like I said in last night's episode, you got to freaking have somebody with a grease can to freaking grease his legs up so he can fucking move. It's pathetic. $300 million payroll, and you play worse than a T-ball team. It's insane.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to be a part of. I don't know, like day in, day out. Like I said, you keep going back for more. Like when your wife tells you that she hates you, and you keep calling her every day after you break up. It's hard. It's so fucking hard to get a hold of. Like I don't understand how people do it. I mean, it's better than being a. I guess if you don't have any expectations of your team, that would be such a good thing to be a fan of a team that you know is going to lose. Like, you just know and have no expectations going in, where you can just watch the game and not get passionate about it. Go, oh, well, they lost, and you can go to the game and just have a laugh, have a beer, and not be mad. Dave?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what Colorado Rocky fan is, eh? They're in DFL again, but they're still pulling their 25 year. It's a great day at the ballpark. They have no preconceived notions. It's they're going to baseball for the sake of going to baseball, and it's something to do. Whereas the last place New York Yankee fan, they have just those the rear view mirrors solely fixed on that 15 years in the rear view mirror, and you can still see it, you can still taste it, you can still remember it, but you don't miss what you've never had.
No, it's tough to watch. It's tough to be a part of it. Like I don't know if there's any other franchise that has this high expectation every year. Actually, you know what? Maybe like the Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys are used to winning. Like you guys are they're very consistent franchise year in, year out. So you could kind of put them in the same. I'm sure Steeler fan thinks that they got a shot every year. Is it a realistic shot? Well, who knows? But I think that the Steeler fans in general have a pretty high expectations.
Well, our expectations are more realistic than, say, the Cleveland Browns fan who thinks that they're going to win with friggin' Massage Boy Watson for the next 4 years, and they're absolutely not. I believe Tuesday they're having a parade for tying with the Eagles in preseason because they celebrate everything in Cleveland, like it's a championship. But, yeah, I mean, Yankees, Steeler fans, we do have high expectations because you always do because there's been consistency throughout the course of their existence in either sport. So how can we not have high expectations, especially with the Yankees, $300 million, and again, you suck. Let's call it what it is. They suck.
It's going to get worse before it gets any better. Like they're getting swept this weekend by the Red Sox at home. It's going to get worse. Jim, like it gets to a point, like you listen to me talk bitch about the Yankees for a long time now. You get to the point where you go like, should they just break it down and say, you know what, let's just get rid of everybody, whatever you can do, put this guy on the IL for the year because no one's going to care at this point. And just break it down and see what the youngsters can do.
Well, they don't really have much in their minor system, do they?
Well, not a whole bunch, no. It's
they got decent.
They're kind of banking on Judge right now and hoping that he's going to stick around to these last place Yankees.
Oh, it's just an absolute I don't know. Like I said, beaten spouse syndrome, and you keep going back and you keep going back, and you're like, oh fuck, maybe she doesn't love me, or maybe he still loves me. I don't know. It's just a fucking. I don't know why I do it. I honestly don't know why I do it every freaking day.
I just want to remind you that the Angels are in fact better than the Yankees. So I think we should start the Mike Trout chants. Start chanting Trout for you because he's doing more than Judgy is.
Well, no, it's not a thing that the Angels are. They're what they are too. Just waiting for Jalen from Two Dudes and Sports News to get on here. We'll get to the who is better. Dave, like you've been listening to Jim's show Jim, the fan of the Van show for quite some time. What's one thing that you listen to and you get a kick out of when we talk? There's a podcast brotherhood there, and we support each other's shows. What's one thing you listen to the old fan of the Van, and you always you know what you're getting on a day in day out basis.
Well, it's the passion, and friends of mine that listen to our podcast. Do you know what they like best? Because it's so much fun when you and Brent start arguing and get mad at each other. Jim, you're able to argue with yourself and whole Cleveland Brown Nation. It's just street fire. It comes from the heart. It gets a little salty here and then. But you're coming in swinging, and it's fun to listen to, and it's nice to know that I'm not the only one who gets a little pissed off at the world of sports sometimes, and hearing the straight talk with a lot of. If there's a fire, you're going to throw gasoline on it. If it's just you're throwing a spark on, you're throwing a lit match on it, and then we can just watch it burn, and I like that.
Yep.
Jim, fan of the Van, how long have you hated the Cleveland Browns? Just before Watson, or has it been a long time thing?
Oh, way before. Even to when they took them out of the league and made the Baltimore Ravens out of them. So this has been going on for, since childhood. And the fact that Cleveland thinks that they're this great franchise, but for those Cleveland Browns fans that'll either watch this live or watch it later, the Houston Oilers have more AFC North Division titles and have not played in 3 decades now. So what does that tell you?
They're the Tennessee Titans now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oilers, yeah.
Yeah.
What's also nice is being a Broncos fan, and when I became a Broncos fan during the Elway years, there's no one that ripped the beating heart out of Brown fan than John Elway and those Broncos.
Yep.
Just look up the drive, look up the fumble, and then you can see where the whole shit-stained tradition started.
So would Warren Moon be the greatest player in that franchise's history?
Earl Campbell.
Yeah, Earl Campbell, then Warren Moon.
Unbelievable how it's just one of those things you just go, God damn, like how it all works. So there's we'll get Garrett on. There we go.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Garrett, how you doing? Thanks for joining us here at the 1423 year anniversary show. What's going on down there, down south? How's things?
Besides the streets melting and it is ungodly hot outside. Besides that, not too bad, man. Not too bad. How's things going on up there for y'all?
Things are going okay. We got some forest fires going to the west of us. Things aren't good out there in BC and the Northwest Territories. But so people listen for that are watching there, we I don't want to say thoughts and prayers. Still, it's pretty. Our thoughts go out to you. I guess one of those things is pretty bad out there. But boys, no, thank you guys for joining us very much. Me and Dave started this thing a real simple little thing. What happened was about show 50. Dave and I, we've known each other for so long that although we don't agree with each other all the time, our show was kind of getting a little bit stagnant. I came up with this thing one day called Who Is Better. It's really simple because no matter what Dave was going to say, whatever I asked, I just basically said I was going to just disagree and say the opposite, so we get a little bit more juice in our show. And that's how this segment came around. We'll play one of the Who Is Betters, and then we will get to the list that I have here to get going.
Simple. Who is better, Josh Donaldson or Josh Sorvino, Paul from the Wonder Years?
Oh, douchebag versus the nerdy best friend. I can't stand Josh Donaldson. I've always thought him a douchebag. Give me Paul Sorvino. Give me the nerdy best friend.
I liked him. Do you remember back in the early
Pfeiffer was his last
Paul
name.
Pfeiffer. Do you
Yeah.
remember back in the early 2000s when there was a rumor that he was Marilyn
He was
Manson?
Marilyn Manson. Yeah,
Like,
I looked that
Jesus.
up. Stop it.
Marilyn Manson got his ass kicked here in Lethbridge at the Denny's.
God punched at a
Punched in
Denny.
the face in the Denny's in Lethbridge. You know your career's gone south. You get punched in the fucking Denny's in Lethbridge.
I don't know who was right and who was wrong. I always wondered if he had his makeup on when he got punched.
Like, how do you're Marilyn Manson, you're a mega star, you end up in a Denny's in Lethbridge at 3 a.m, man. Jesus.
after a concert, I don't know. Like, what's your thing? Is that what you're saying? It's a budget hotel, and why would you go to? Why would you go to?
He probably
Denny's
stayed at the Sandman because the radio station was in there at the time, so maybe it was sponsored by blah blah blah.
That's possible. Yeah, that is possible. Like,
That's got to be a low point in Marilyn Manson's career.
You think
Punched
he got
at
a-
Denny's in Lethbridge.
pan scrambler, and then he got his pan scrambled.
That's a true story that actually happened here. Like Lethbridge is a city of 100,000 people, and the Denny, blah blah. That's an actual true story that happened. I don't know. None of the details actually came out about how it all happened. But yeah, it's a funny thing. So yeah, that's a simple. Like, I don't know how many times you guys have heard the Who Is Better, but you guys ready to go? Well, I got a few for each of you, or maybe you can chime in whoever you want. Garrett, we'll start with you. Who is better, Jaguars legend Mark Brunell or Marky Mark of Mark Wahlberg, Marky Mark fame? Who is better?
Mark Brunell, no questions asked because he's not racist, but that's a different conversation for a different day. When the bar is here, it's really easy to pass it. I know Dave might have a different thought because Mark Brunell is part of the reason why his Broncos got knocked out of the playoffs that year too.
I recall. I know exactly what it was. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
It's Brunell. It's Brunell. That's not a hard question. that one's easy.
Like, it never ceased to amaze me that people from Boston are racist. Like, it just doesn't. It's just what it is. It's just what it is.
I don't know.
And nobody even bats an eye about it anymore.
I don't know if he still is or not, but he's done some shit.
There was something I kind of started reading it last week, and I got bored, and I did.
Yeah, no,
there was something.
I don't want to be wrong, but he's done some shit. So
he's actually a reformed racist now. He's actually a reformed racist now. He's like a church-going Bible banger type guy now.
That doesn't mean
So
anything.
That might actually mean less.
I'm putting that shit out there.
Jim, fan of the van, here's this one's for you. Who is better, Heinz Ward or Heinz Ketchup?
Oh, Heinz Ward. Heinz Ward.
We talked about him yesterday.
Better than ketchup?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a ketchup guy, but I'm more of I forget the other brand that they have out there, but I'm more. Listen, I got to always defend my Pittsburgh Steelers players, whether they're playing or they're retired. So it's Heinz Ward. I'm not knocking Heinz Ketchup, but after they change Heinz Field to Acrisure, I'm done with Heinz Ketchup. Done.
Heinz Ward is the Scott Stevens of the NHL, of the NFL. That's one guy, like as a wide receiver. If you got to keep your head on a swivel when you're playing defense and someone other than Heinz Ward caught the ball, if you don't have an eye on Heinz Ward, he's going to put a shoulder on your chin pretty damn quick.
He's the reason why they stopped doing crackback blocks.
Yeah. He lit people up all the time. I respected that.
It was beautiful. I played slot receiver in high school too, so that was always like that's something we envision when you see the linebacker not paying attention, like, oh, here we go. But it's like also as guys who was friends with the linebacker, like I get the other side. So, but it's always fun to see.
Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, this one's for you. Who is better, James Harden, who knows who he's playing for anymore, or James Hetfield of Metallica?
My answer is definitely Hetfield. The only thing is he was kind of a nozzle with the LimeWire thing back when that was going on.
That was him. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Like, I mean, say what you will about good old Fred Durst, but he was great with that. He embraced it. It was awesome.
That's
but
a Jacksonville guy that
pretty
we won't
much any
claim.
James is better than James Harden. Very talented athlete, but he's just dictionary definition nozzle.
He's a nozzle. There's no getting around that one.
Shave your beard.
He's an idiot.
Shave the beard.
James Harden,
get rid of the fat suit and just play for a goddamn team.
Yeah.
You're paid so much money to lose. Go lose wherever.
Well, now he wants a veteran max to go lose somewhere.
Yeah.
He's like, I want a veteran max. Like, you're not getting that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you wonder like why owners and people just are they just hoping that maybe this guy will stick around for one season and maybe bring you something because it isn't happening.
Right, and well,
Like,
he's
continuous. I don't understand.
And he's getting close to the end of his prime here. Like he's not for much longer going to be that 40-point triple-double in a loss kind of guy. He's going to be, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in a loss, and then 15, 3 and 2 again in a loss. That's pretty crazy. You can put up that many points and it still doesn't equal a win, hey?
Dave, 1420, Dave, this one's for you. Who is better, Kurt Warner or Kurt Cobain?
Kurt Cobain. I hate Kurt Warner. Take your made-for-TV movie and bag your voices and take the twin wife and just get the fuck out of my existence.
Coming up this season on the Hallmark
I wasn't
Channel.
a huge Nirvana fan when it came out, but I've come to appreciate the music. Nirvana, Kurt Cobain. And Kurt Warner, if I never have to hear, see, smell that guy again, I'm okay.
His wife was always on TV back in the day, back when that whole thing was going on with when they won the Super Bowl that year, whatever 2000 or 2001, whatever year that was. Like just awful. Like
two things. Why did she have the same haircut as him? And why did she phone into radio stations to defend him?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they had like 12 kids too.
Oh my god.
I can't figure that.
Aaron, what's your thoughts on Kurt Warner?
I get getting to defend him. Like I get and respect that, but it's also like once is like okay, but like every time you kind of like you pull her aside and be like, all right, hey, look, listen, like I appreciate you supporting me, but I'm getting roasted in the locker room for this.
Yeah, wouldn't you think you're like your buddy, like your teammates would be like, dude, get your wife to shut up, man. Like, or they would poke, like they would say, like, oh, better not make fun of Kurt. His wife would call us.
Any family member, like I'm sure everybody in the Chiefs locker room is destroying Patrick Mahomes whenever Jackson ends up in the news or his wife ends up in the news, and they're like, can you put him in like a locked room somewhere? Just let him out. Let him out and go to the bathroom and eat. And put him back
talked about that
in.
on our show quite a bit, and the Van Jim. We talked about that a lot. About like if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm walking up to my brother and I'm saying, listen, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Or you're all that money that I have that I'm willing to let you spend, or whatever part of the Patrick Mahomes Incorporated is involved in. Shut up or you're out. Simple.
Jackson Mahomes is just an utter fucking douche rocket. He really is. He is. I can't stand him. I think he's worse of a TikToker than Juju Smith-Schuster is.
And I like Juju. He's the
US. So do I.
He's a good player, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Juju and Belichick are doing TikTok as we speak.
He's a solid number 2 receiver at best.
Yeah.
What have I got here? Who is better? This one is for Garrett here. Who is better, Trevor Lawrence or Martin Lawrence?
Sunshine. It's sunshine all day. It's T-Law. Martin Lawrence is great, but it's Trevor Lawrence. Come on. Like it's Martin Lawrence is fun, but it I don't know. Trevor Lawrence just chimes in like on social media like every now and then, like after Kyle Brandt made that asinine pyramid of quarterbacks for tiers where you had guys that haven't even played yet and like, oh, Bryce Young's in tier 4. And then like he hasn't played a down. What are you doing? But Kyle Brandt got dragged by Jaguars Twitter, and then Trevor Lawrence never makes like a public appearance like on Twitter, and he just goes literally like I think the first thing he said in like months was just game ain't played on paper, and he added Kyle Brandt, and that was it. And everyone's like, okay, the Jacksonville Jaguars fuck them all tour is about to start. This is gonna be great. But also, is Martin Lawrence going to Waffle House after a playoff win to get a all-star special with pecan waffle? Because I don't think so. That's a man of the people right there.
He's one of those guys who's gonna fall into a pile of money as well. It's Jesus, and like me and Dave got a bit of a pushback here a few weeks back. We were talking about the deal that cat from the Rams got. What's his name? I already forget.
Herbert? No, I 100% agree with you. He's 26 and 25. He doesn't deserve top quarterback money.
And we got some pushback on that. We were all of a sudden sucking each other off in the basement, which was weird that we got the instant that was the thing that got thrown out there. But whatever.
I had so much fun just sitting back and watching that. I saw it get uploaded, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna go great."
Yeah, I couldn't.
I was just watching everyone retweet, and I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
Chargers fans
people do not like you guys."
Chargers fans are very particular.
Like to have an opinion, like you talk. That's why we do these podcasts. We're all part of the podcast family now, right? And to have just an opinion, that's all it was. And for some guy that I don't remember what his Twitter handle was, just to instantly go, "You guys suck each other off." Like, why does it get to that point instantly? Like,
that's the mom's basement.
Jim, do you get that kind of stuff when you do your show? Because you're pretty opinionated. Do you get any kickback like that?
We got something yesterday, actually, or the other day after the last episode we put out. Except it went to you, not me.
Yeah, I mainly get them. Like I got one, like we discussed the Michael Orr thing, and I posted on Instagram, and this guy decides to message me. He's like, "You two don't know what the fuck you're talking about." Blah blah blah. This whole like 2-page bit of diatribe, like he's starting to write a novel of why like I'm an asshole. And it's going to take you more than 2 friggin' pages to write why I'm an asshole, because there's like a whole book you can write about that. But when I so I'm reading it, I see it, I read it, and I'm going to reply, and it won't let me. I go, what the fuck? Why? And then all of a sudden, Instagram user not found, silhouette of what a douchebag was there. I'm like, so you're going to run your mouth. So you're going to run your mouth and not give me the chance to defend myself. At least Browns fans give me the opportunity to do that, where I just hook them entirely. But this guy I guess he felt he had to say the last word or get the first and the last word in, which is fine, because I will fucking find you at some point. You will make another fake account, and I will be ready for it.
I cook Chargers fans and Titans fans on the daily if I have the time for it. So I've gone back and forth with Chargers fans before, and I made a comment. We talked about it in the other show. Like, and I'm sure you guys have heard it. And if I'm taking too much time, let me know. I am so sick and tired of the Chargers fans. You know, we didn't have anybody to throw to. Okay, so this means one of two things. Either all of your receivers are scrubs, or it's a bullshit argument. You have 3 Pro Bowlers on your roster. What are you talking about? Yeah, they don't play a whole season because you need a new training staff because you stabbed your other starting quarterback, which is why Herbert got the start anyways.
It's actually, it's unbelievable how people get so defensive about their team, and especially when your team doesn't win anything. No, and how they're so defensive about things still. And like I'll be the frick with the Yankees. They're tied now. They're gonna fucking lose, but that doesn't much matter. Like when people like Dave, he gets a kick out of telling me that the Yankees suck and they're in last place. I'm like, okay, good enough. I get it, and I'm not gonna. There's no defense to it. Right, there's just no defense to it. All right, you're right. You're 100% right. So it's odd that it gets to that point.
Just to point out the Braves had to let us know got swept by them. He did this last night too.
Fuck them. Jim, your turn here. Who is better, the Karate Kid or Kid Rock?
It's almost like as if you guys got like an exclusive preview to last night's episode because we discussed this too last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The title's gonna be. We'll give you guys a sneak peek. The title's gonna be what was it? James Jones, the Karate Kid, and Sweep the Yanks.
Yeah, that's nice.
I gotta go Karate Kid, and I will defend this that if you watch all the Karate Kid movies minus the shitty one with Jackie Chan and Will Smith's kid, and you don't watch the one with Hilary Swank, Danny LaRusso is the biggest bully from New Jersey. Johnny Lawrence was just trying to date the hottest chick in the movie, and Danny LaRusso had to come in and act like an utter nozzle. I'll defend it to the end of time.
I'm with you there.
Well, also, we talked about it too. How's the Jersey kid going to get bullied by the California kid? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, they're too busy
friends with multiple people from Jersey.
And he deserved those ass kickings. He deserved every one of those ass kickings, especially the one in the
Halloween thing. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. I don't know if it deserved all of fucking Cobra Kai or whatever the fuck going after him, but
he did.
Hey, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did because he knew he wasn't fighting one guy when he pulled that stunt at the dance.
Yeah, you pick a fight. It's like the Michigan players, and they stormed into the tunnel when Michigan State was going back, and it's like these guys are a bunch of thugs. It's like, why do you have 2 people fighting 58? This isn't good odds.
Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I don't know, like the Karate Kid or Kid Rock. I think we're. So who's better, the Karate Kid or Kid Rock?
Karate Kid.
100%.
Yeah.
We're joined by Dave from Love of the Playing Field. Dave, how you doing? It's been a minute.
Good. How's everybody doing?
I'm
good,
really good today.
Great.
What's going on? Things are going good. Dave Van Robes, who is better, Boys to Men or the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, like the Boys to Men had a solid career with their acapella, like at the end of the rope, end of the line, whatever. Like it was every fucking wedding I went to in the early 90s.
End of the road, not the end of the road. End of the road.
Does they had a lot of
that to be a bad wedding song. End of the rope.
And I that's right away. Career-wise, geez, I love hating on the Dallas Cowboys. They're my last place New York Yankees of the NFL. So I really like seeing them struggle. It's been as long. When you think Troy Aikman was the last one to hoist a trophy for him. But I don't like seeing him win. I don't own any Boys to Men, but I'd rather see them win. So just by process of elimination, I'll take Boys to Men for how about them boys? I'll take Boys.
All right.
And the funny thing is, both like Boys to Men and the Dallas Cowboys haven't been relevant since about the same time.
Pretty much, yeah. Since the 90s, yeah. Since the
When it comes
90s.
down to it, right? One of those things. It's kind of funny. It's one of those. Little Plainfield Dave, ready to play? I got one for you.
Yeah.
Who is better, Kenny Pickett or Kenny Rogers?
You love Kenny Rogers. I don't really know much about Kenny Rogers' career, so I'm going to go Kenny Pickett because I'm a huge homer. Well, not homer because I don't live there, but Steelers are my guys, so I'll go Pickett.
Over the gambler, hey? Kenny Rogers.
I don't know shit. I don't know shit about Kenny Rogers.
Jesus, I don't know Kenny Rogers.
I'm not in the same
danger
bracket
zone.
as you guys.
Danger zone. Come on now. Oh, that's Kenny Loggins. I'm
Kenny
wrong.
Yeah, that's Kenny Loggins.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Defended the wrong guy.
Nobody knows.
No, exact case of point. Nobody knows. I know a different Kenny.
There we go.
Hey, there he is.
There's Aaron from Brutally Honest Sports joining in on the third anniversary soiree here at 1420 World Headquarters on this glorious Sunday afternoon. I got a couple more who is betters, and we'll get to a couple would you rathers. Just throwing this one out to the group. Who is better, Aaron Rodgers or Mr. Rogers?
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Just like that, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Just like that.
Fuck Rogers. Fuck him.
The most anti-nozzle on the entire universe is Mr. Rogers. And
Yeah,
one of
those
the
are
biggest nozzles
exact
in all of
polar
football.
opposites. You got the
I know.
the biggest nozzle ever, and then the exact opposite in Mr. Rogers.
The nicest person on the planet.
Mr.
Right?
Rogers is he's a global treasure. God
Thank
rest
you.
his soul. Yeah.
I thought he was a
And
bit of a
and
fucking creepazoid personally, but
And
whatever.
he had everybody's interests aside from themselves in front. He was selfless. He put himself out there to make the world a better place. Aaron Rodgers, the world's a better place when everyone's fucking looking at me.
Yeah,
He's-
Mr. Rogers never once said, "Will, I'm a free thinker." Like,
Probably never took ayahuasca, no darkroom retreats.
Everyone here realizes.
I bet
that
Mr. Rogers threw
Ryan.
down with ayahuasca, though.
You said
What's
what?
that, LPF, Dave?
Everyone here realizes he was on a scripted television show, right? We don't actually know shit about him.
Oh no, that's not true. He testified in front of Congress. He got funding for PBS for kids sports. He had black people on his show sitting and sharing space with them.
So that makes him a saint or non-racist?
It's a low bar.
Well,
That's a low bar.
Well, at the time he did it. It was
no, at the time that was
controversial.
like a thing you're not allowed to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's true. At the time, it was, yeah.
I don't know, anybody that hangs out with puppets that much is fucking weird. Like Mr. Dress Up here in Canada, it was fucking.
So
strange.
you take Rogers over Mr.
Well,
Rogers?
no, I'm not going that. I'm just saying we shouldn't go fucking stroking off Mr. Rogers either. Like it's one of those things. Like Jesus Christ, man! Like his show was weird, and changing his shoes and putting on the sweater. I thought he was a weird cat, man. That's my.
Well, you're supposed to watch it when you're 10, not when you're 28, eh?
There's
Yeah.
a shoe for every foot, man. There's a shoe for every foot out there.
You guys just trying to be somebody's neighbor. That's all.
Neighbor.
I can't even think of what because he had that. I thought it was that train he had going through his house. I thought that was kind of cool. And was that just a vacation house or what was that?
No, that was
think
the
he
make
lived there.
believe land for the kids.
He's
So
supposed to
he-
live there.
He didn't actually live there though, did he?
No, it was a studio.
No,
I
I
hope he
know, but like did he come from his house and he went to the thing and then I don't know. I'm thinking too much.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the Mr. Rogers lore.
Yeah.
I just know I like him better than Aaron Rodgers. That's it.
We all do.
Pretty easy.
That was a unanimous yes.
How's he going to do in Jetland?
Oh, hey, they're not winning 10 games. They've been playing for 4 months.
And I can't wait.
Oh, I can't. The Jets have not won a Super Bowl since we landed on the moon.
Allegedly.
I'm so sorry.
I was about to say.
For those of you who still believe in the moon,
Moon's not even
Well, I
real,
believe in
bro.
the moon.
No,
I
moon's
believe
not
in the
real.
moon, but I have a real problem with technology is 10,000 times better than it's ever been. And they haven't been since 1969. Like, there's something not right there.
Dude, at this point, it should be like taking the ferry to the island.
That's something a bit odd to me that they haven't gone back since. Unless there's just nothing up there. Said, fuck, we went once, nothing there to see.
It's a big rock in space.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. I don't know. I find it fucking weird. Like, I do. Like, that's the one conspiracy theory that I will actually get behind. That man has not been on the moon.
On another day. You'll get behind it on another day. Train tracks. Here's the tracks.
John, I don't know what those are.
Got one more for the group here. I don't know how many guys are going to realize this one, but who is better? Bret Michaels from Poison, rock legend Bret Michaels from Poison, or the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels?
Ooh.
Oh.
Those two guys could have been separated at birth. Kind of have the same hairdo, same build. I think Poison is pretty overrated. That Generation X and the Attitude Era was fun to watch. So I'm gonna put my money with the sexy boy Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah, I think I am too. I never was big on Poison, man. I don't know. Unskinny Bop and Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Awful. Not a fan.
There's a lot more songs.
That's a hot take, yeah.
I do not like those songs, man.
Did Shawn Michaels ever get eyeliner tattooed on his eye? Because if he hasn't, then it's Shawn Michaels, and that part is not very hard to pass.
Like, Bret Michaels is a bigger nozzle.
For sure.
But I think he's better than Shawn Michaels. I don't know. What was that fucking reality show he had? Rock of Love or something?
Oh, hang on. I got to look this up.
Was it Rock of Love?
Celebrity Rehab?
Rockefeller Love, was it?
Or Love Bus or
Rockefeller Love or something like that.
I think it was Rock of Love.
Rock of Love. It was Rock of Love.
That was bad television. That was bad television.
Most reality TV is bad television.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, look at fucking Jersey Shore. I mean, at 45 years old, still going on friggin' vacations.
The Jersey Shore was man, that was a train wreck every time. That Ronnie was something else. Him and what was that girl, Sammy? I can't believe I know that much about this. It's been 50 years almost, for fuck's sakes. Talking about Jersey Shore, and I know the ins and outs about it. No, it's that was fucked up.
Match made in heaven, them two, ain't.
Oh, yeah.
Are they still together?
No. So Ronnie will talk.
You guys don't listen to it. Yeah. Crazy. No, it's crazy. Like, yeah, the would you rather's or the who is better. It was something that we came up with just to try to disagree with. Dave, I was listening to your guys' show on the way home from Calgary the other night, and that take that you guys had about standing in line, I could not believe my ears when I was listening to your guys' last show about standing in line at an airport, how that girl doesn't move. Like, I was like, what in the fuck is he talking about?
Oh my God, I saw that picture.
I didn't get that either.
Like, and then
I
he
didn't
goes,
get that either. He, in so many other ways, he's like he wants everyone to be like conscientious of everyone's space and shit. And then this one area, he's like, "Fuck those people. You can let them wait." I'm like, doesn't make any sense.
I was shocked that he dug his heels in on that, like, and so wholeheartedly. I think he was doing it. Dave does it to me too. How you just say stuff to fucking press some buttons and it works, right? I could see the steam coming through your ears when I was listening on the radio on the way back from Calgary. I was like, what the fuck is going on with that kind of a hot take? It was ridiculous.
Well, here's a news flash. I do the same thing as that bird did. I do it all the time, not to that extent, but if I'm in line at the grocery, if I'm in line in a movie theater and it's no one can get around me, I hang out. I'll finish reading my article. I'm not in a hurry. Like, we're all getting to the front of the line at the exact same
time.
But
at an airport where you go through the aisle and the thing, the cattle herding thing, you can't just fucking make everybody stand behind you.
Says who? They're standing behind me anyways. What's the difference if they're standing
because
behind
you got to
me
get in
or
the thing
behind me up there?
Oh,
no one's getting there quicker. Fuck, take a break.
From what?
Exactly. We're all doing the same thing. Stand in line. Where do you care where you stand when you're in line?
I always want to be closer to my destination.
Your view doesn't change. You're looking at my ass the entire way.
Oh, fuck. That's stupid.
I'd be looking at the back of your head, but sure.
Well, there is that. Yeah, I'm not looking at your ass, I guess. Good catch there, Jim. Yeah, it was a very good catch. It's no, I was shocked, and then I could not believe. And then he said, "Well, have a space in the traffic thing, and having the space between cars and not being right there. That's fucking even dumber."
No, I refuse. As someone who, drive like an asshole. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay in certain situations. Like, don't be cutting people off, but like, if there's a truck in like that merge lane, because like down in Savannah, there's a ton of construction right now. The people will ride that lane when it's about to end all the way to the end and then put on their blinker. I'm like, no, fuck you. I will hit you with my car. You're not getting in front of me. You'll get it behind me.
Like, that just slows everything down. Like, what,
thank you.
That's
just makes it worse.
And then so you like every time you drive, you're meaning to go somewhere, right? So why not get closer to your fucking destination? I didn't. Oh, fuck that! I was ready to grab him through the fucking radio and pop his head off.
I'd be the first one at every red light.
This is like the hot dog and sandwich thing again that we had when we had y'all on for the first time.
Hey, let's go around the horn. It's a hot dog and sandwich, Dave. Ben Roby, Dave.
No. If we can have this conversation, I got a would you rather that we can do.
Okay, let's do a would you rather for the group. Absolutely, 100%. For the group.
Would you rather never pay for a hot dog again or never pay for a sandwich again?
They're the same thing.
They're different because no one orders a hot dog sandwich.
Because the sandwich
open face
can be
sandwich.
a cheesesteak, it could be a crab cake. Like, we have so much variety with a sandwich, right? Like,
so if you never have to pay for a sandwich again, you never are paying for a hot dog again.
Sandwich.
Correct. If I'm never paying for a sandwich again, I'm not paying for a hot dog because a hot dog is still a sandwich. I'd rather never pay for a hot dog again because that way I could buy, bratwurst or other things that are similar to a hot dog. A hot dog is still a sandwich.
Yeah.
A hot dog sandwich.
Thank you. I will die on this hill.
Well, because if it's not, then what is it? What is it if it's not a sandwich? Like, you could say it's not a sandwich, but then you have to actually tell me what it is.
It's a
If
food
you just say no,
delivery
it's not,
system.
then you're just
It's-
disagreeing with me for the sake of disagreeing.
No, I don't think sandwich ingredients. I think they have to be flat and not tubular. That's it. Like a spread, flat, meat, flat.
A meatball sandwich? What the fuck you got there?
Once you put the bread on top, then it's flat. You slice the
Lobster roll.
meatballs. You don't put
Well,
round meatballs on a sandwich.
Lobster
You
roll.
cut them
Lobster
in
rolls
half.
aren't flat.
What's that?
You never had a lobster roll? Lobster rolls aren't flat.
No, we don't have them out here out west. Honestly, I've never had
Okay.
one.
Lobster rolls are like hot dog buns, but fancier with lobster meat inside. They're fantastic. That's a sandwich. Because of just
It's a submarine sandwich.
yes.
With,
So is a hot dog. It just happens to have a different form of meat inside of it.
Is the lobster tubular? It's like
No,
lobster
it's-
salad. It'd be like
it's
tuna
cut up
fish.
lobster.
Yeah, so it's like
but it's
tuna
not flat.
fish.
It's not flat. Dave, I love you, man, but we're never going to
It's
agree
a
on this.
fucking sandwich.
Yeah,
Are
Dave, if it's
burritos
not a sandwich, then what
sandwiches?
is it?
Are
Thank you,
burrito
what is it?
sandwiches?
No,
No,
that's totally
burritos
a different
are wraps.
category, right? That's got to be a different.
What if
Those
I
are in a
flatten
wrap.
out? What if I flatten out my bread and roll the wiener in it? Is that now a sandwich?
No,
That hit the ear wrong, but all right.
No, those are fucking sausage rolls. They're different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pigs in a blanket's not a sandwich. It's a pig in a blanket.
So it's
different.
different. Sausage roll.
So where is the line? Like dough and
Where
meat,
is the
dough and
line?
filling.
A single piece of bread with substance in between it. That's what
Wait,
this
all
is.
right, Garrett. So those sandwiches that use chicken tenders as the bread, is that still a sandwich? Because you tell me it needs to be a single piece of
Ooh,
bread.
well, that's an abomination from KFC. That's a different situation.
Okay, all right.
That's
I
an
love
abomination.
KFC.
Oh,
I
I
absolutely love KFC. Oh,
I
I think
have-
it's the greatest thing on the planet.
I have had many a mashed potato bowl in my day, which I feel like they just made as lazily just swiping everything off the counter in a bowl and be like, yeah, someone will eat this. And that's someone's
There's
me.
There's a town in Saskatchewan, Weyburn, Saskatchewan, has all you can eat KFC for $17. You said they're all fucking they eat KFC. All like it's unbelievable. It's
That's
unbelievable. Yeah, it's
How much are
crazy.
plane tickets?
You can't exactly fly into Weyburn. I don't think Weyburn International doesn't exist. It's got quite the place. Dave, you got another? Would you rather? Was that it?
Oh no, I got a couple others.
Okay, let's go
no,
for
that
it.
was. I knew we were going to be talking about hot dogs and sandwiches. Hot dogs and sandwiches. Not hot
We'll
dogs.
die on
and
this hill.
sandwiches. Okay, you never have to pay for tickets again. But what tickets will you never pay for? Will you never pay for plane tickets or sport tickets? What would you never have to pay for again?
I fly a lot, so plane tickets.
I don't do either. So, like,
I mean, you're making so let's play pretend, Jim, because that's what we do.
I stay home, man.
Musician, yeah.
I stay home. I'd probably never pay for plane tickets because then you could get anywhere, and then it's just a matter of figuring it out once you get there.
Where am I sitting?
Ooh,
Average seat, and you can't scalp them. Like they're you can always bring a friend, and that's your flight, but you can't scalp them. No, sorry, StubHub. All right, not StubHub. Sorry, SeatGeek. I said the wrong number.
Let's get that one right. Yeah.
Yep.
They're a big
Working
one.
on that second and third email address access yet.
Yeah. I personally, no, I would rather have free tickets because a flight you can like take the red eye from Calgary to wherever and have a decent. But the baseball tickets can like over a three game series, they can get pretty expensive to go to 3 games in a row. And if you're with the wife and whoever else, that can get pretty pricey. So I would rather have the free sports tickets, personally.
Yeah,
if it's baseball or any sport, yeah, it's free because like
It's
football
free tickets
tickets,
to whatever.
because football tickets can't be cheap.
Yeah, and you got to get
You're
your
not.
own ass there, so you're in charge of your own transportation. But tickets, once you get there, are covered.
LPF, Dave, what does to go to a weekend J series now? What's that cost?
It depends where you want to sit. If you're sitting in the 500s, if you buy in advance, you can get like $25, $30 tickets closer to the date. Or if it's like a premium series, then it gets a little bit more than that. The Jays are like fairly reasonably priced, but if you want to go to the Raptors or the Leafs, you're fucked. So that's why I would go with sports tickets. I got all 3 of those options. I'm only like an hour and a half from Buffalo if I want to go there. I don't need to fly anywhere. I'm fine here where I am. So
That's a
I'll
good
take
point.
the sports
NBA
tickets.
games are wildly expensive.
What do they call a premium ticket now? I hope it's not the fucking Yankees. What a fucking
No, I don't think anybody calls that a premium ticket anymore.
Oh.
Aaron, from brutally honest, like when you see the Yankees in last place, and Dave as well from Level Playing Field, I know you guys are big baseball guys. When you see the Yankees in last place, is there a little bit of joy, like Christmas morning, coming across your heart?
Oh, a little. I mean, in fairness to you, Brent, like you're one of the most modest Yankee fans I've ever come. And Jim, in fairness, the Yankees fans that are around me are some of the most obnoxious human beings that have ever walked this planet, in my opinion. So every day I see the Yankees, especially in last place. I mean, I do have to rejoice a little bit and point to the sky and believe there's somebody looking out for me up there because I mean it's year in and year out that you guys are at the top of the division. You got to at least sit in the back for a little bit. At least have some. I know you guys haven't won a World Series in a while, but to be first or second almost every year, like you are blessed. So you got to at least let somebody else get up in the first and second for a change. So I am happy to see your Bronx Bomb. It's the same way with the Red Sox, though. If they're in last place, I'm happy too. So,
well, there can only be one team in last place, and that's the New York Yankees. Might as well bestow that honor.
Last place, New York Yankees.
Fuck the last place, New York Yankees.
Hard to
Dave, what's
believe,
your thoughts on the Yankees being in last place?
It doesn't bother. It doesn't matter. Like I don't have the same interaction with Yankee fans that Aaron does. So I'm just sick and tired of watching them. Because the thing that bothers me with the Yankees is that every like prospect they ever have is like so overhyped, and they come up and they're going to be the next whatever, and it never works out that way. And then it's never really their success for the last like 8 years has never really made sense to me because their team this year isn't drastically different than it really has been. It's just things have kind of like people have stopped having like weirdly great years for no reason. And when Aaron Judge is hurt, you guys are just fucking terrible. Can you imagine if he had ended up signing with the Giants?
If
What would
he
your
was,
team look
if,
like right
if the
now?
arson judge rumors
Arson
became
judge.
true, it would have been a completely me and the fan of the van talked about last Saturday. That if arson judge was a real thing, it'd be even worse. It'd be even worse than it actually is.
Welcome to the paradox that my other team goes through, which is the Red Sox, where we'll go from winning it all one year to being the worst team of the division the very next year with the same damn
Crazy
team.
how that works.
With the same, we've done it twice.
I think that's a whole Boston thing, though. I think that's just the whole Boston, regardless what team it is, other than the New England fucking Patriots. Other than them, I mean, the Red Sox will win it all one year. They're in the dumpster fire the next year. The Celtics can win it one year. They suck the next year. The Bruins could win one year, and they'll suck the next year. I think
with the same team.
The Celtics have been pretty consistent, though, the last little while. Like, maybe not as far in the playoffs, but then playoffs are a completely different story.
Well, Jaylen Brown forgot how to dribble in that final series against the
That
Heat.
actually is
was-
very true.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
But still, they got there. Whereas
We have
other
a cake, gentlemen. We have a cake, third
look at
anniversary
that.
cake right there from Deanne. She there we go, third anniversary cake right there. I'm gonna eat the guts out of that later on for sure. I wasn't talking about cake either.
Later on, is there a little thing that comes out of the middle?
Well, that's later on when they're behind closed doors. Gentlemen.
We're still talking about cake, or
Yeah, I know. Well, you caught that one in there. Like the one thing that that I haven't heard about, and it's quite shockingly been quiet. There has not been a Tom Brady rumor out.
Don't jinx it, please. Please.
But you guys know what I mean? Like, it hasn't been talked about. Is there a chance that he might come back this year at all?
No. Now,
Because silence sometimes just speaks volume.
now what everybody's talking about is who he's dating, which I don't care. I don't care who he's dating. That's none of my business.
I absolutely care. After Giselle, I want to see what's next.
Taylor Swift.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be Taylor Swift, and there'll be a song.
There'll be a whole album about that one, dude. There's gonna be an album, the Tom Brady Chronicles.
Is there any way he's coming back, or is he done?
No, he's done. He's completely done.
If
I don't
they
see
would
how
have
he
won
comes
last
back
year, then
after
maybe.
training camp.
He won't come back as a
the
player.
49ers. I'm scared the 49ers might somehow finesse him to come back, and I will hate them even more than I already do if they do that.
He
They
won't come
win
back as
Super
a
Bowl this
player.
14-20, Dave. Give us one more would you rather, then we'll wrap some up with some predictions.
Would you rather be the world's best bull rider or the world's best bowler?
Bowler, I ain't
Either
getting
of
fucking
those.
flung around by a bull.
Bull Rider, dude.
Bull rider.
Because there's a very big difference between the reactions of people when you say, I'm a really good bull rider or I'm a professional bowler. There's a
Who do you
huge
think
difference
you
in the
are?
way
I
people
am.
take that in.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bull rider's like, oh, cool. And then bowler is a little more like, oh, that's fun.
It follows with the same question, just with different tones. Of for bowler, it's
Very
like,
much
how'd you get
so,
into
yeah.
that? And then if it's a bull rider, you're like, how the fuck did you get into that?
Yeah.
Same follow up question, just different tones.
But the risk reward is huge though. Like if you jump
Career
on a
longevity.
2,000-pound animal, there's a good chance you ain't coming back.
You
I-
are
the best,
I
so
would
you
rather.
are.
I'm a pussy. Like I won't even mask it. I'm a huge pussy. I don't want to. I'm not jumping on a bull and getting my head stomped on. I'm not doing that. Bowling, like, you can do it at 9 in the morning, 9 at night. Have some beers, have some laughs, whatever. I'd rather be a world champion bowler.
But here's the thing: you don't get hit by the bull or your head stomped in if you're the best, and you're the best. at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, you're the
Yeah,
best
But
at
there
it.
is that chance. There is
14
that chance.
Yeah,
but
14-20,
in-
Dave. Over under 10 times you get thrown off the bull. Because if it's over 10, there's no shot in hell. I'm with Brent all day.
I don't know how the champs do it more often than not, but I gotta guess the success rate is probably around 50-60%. Like you're getting
No way,
falling
no
off a
way,
lot.
no way. They might
Oh,
hit
yeah.
300 like a Hall of Fame baseball player.
So there you go, and then so you're falling. Anytime you got to do your job, and you got to put on a full cage hockey helmet and a flak jacket, and you have 3 people running in to try and save your life. Like if it looks dangerous, it's probably dangerous.
Nah, I'm stupid. I'm doing the bull riding thing.
I'm doing it.
I'm an idiot. I'm
It
doing
is
the
a
bull
much
riding thing.
manlier answer.
I don't know if it's manlier. It's definitely it's dumber for sure.
I just honestly, I don't want to have to tell people that I would be a bowler. I don't know how.
Yes.
Like I don't know how that would go down. Like I can't imagine telling like my old buddies from high school. Like I actually went pro in 10-pin. Like that
But
would be
if
kind
you
of
could
weird.
tell that-
Jim,
if you
Jim,
could
we're
tell
on
that
the
guy that
podcast. We have no pride. We have zero pride.
If you could tell that guy that says, "Who do you think you are?" I am. If you could say that to him, and you're better than him, that would be so satisfying, though, because
It would be satisfying.
that guy walks on
Because
water.
I would say it
and-
right back at him.
Yeah, that's just for that alone would be kind of worth it.
And longevity, like bowling's even less strenuous than golf. No, like you can be competitive.
I don't know. It might be my no longer athletic self saying this, but if you bowl too long, you feel it the next day. Like, am I the only one who knows that?
Bull riding, you're fine. Bowling's tough.
Right? Show up.
Well, I've never ridden a
the
bull.
next
I don't
day.
know what it feels like. Ridden a bull. I
Can't be
don't know
good.
how it hurts.
The best way to avoid a situation, boys, is avoid a situation. A fucking a 2,000-pound animal who's pissed off, he's got a strap wrapped around his nuts, and you're jumping on him and spurring the cocksucker? Not a chance. No way.
I never said it was smart.
No, my thing is entirely based on self-esteem. Like that's it. I think it's a bad idea to be a bull rider. Don't ride bulls. They will kill you. But if I could be really good at it, I would choose to be really good at it. I'm not going to put the effort in to get good at it, though.
No, it
I'm not
needs to
taking
be a
that risk.
natural talent. I don't want to practice. This is 76ers AI. We're talking about practice?
How would you know you have the natural talent then? If you got it,
Gotta find out. Take the bull by the horns.
I think that'd be a quick nope. Like they wouldn't even open the chute. Get on it. Nope. Get off.
How many times you tell this story about it?
That's got to be the most dangerous thing in sports. That's more dangerous than driving a fucking NASCAR.
I don't know. I feel like highlight is secretly kind of dangerous too. That's a marble ball coming at your head.
Yeah, but you got your foot on the gas. You can always take your foot off the gas. You can't tap
I'm
the
a
brakes
white
on a
Canadian,
bull.
middle-aged Canadian. I'm fucking high ally. Jesus.
Up in Florida.
Fuck. Name one sport you'll never go to. High ally. Yeah. Jesus fucking high ally. Is that even a thing still?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. If roller derby's a thing, I'm sure highlight is too.
The last time I remember seeing a highlight was on the opening credits of fucking Miami Vice with Don Johnson. For fuck's sake. Level the playing field, Dave. What's your way too early Super Bowl winner? Super Bowl winner this year. Way too early prediction.
I don't know. I gotta go healthy TJ Watt and the Steelers. What am I?
And that's it. Like, apparently Dave doesn't agree with that one.
He's too busy hoping that Sean Payton fixes the Broncos to.
Oh, I am praying. Don't worry.
14-20 days since you had the best reaction. What's your way too early Super Bowl prediction?
Sorry, who'd you ask?
You.
Oh, fuck. I would love to say Russ is not cooked, but it's going to be the Chiefs and it's going to be the Niners.
That's a bowler's answer.
I heard that. Hey, Dave,
Aaron's pissed now.
I heard that last year.
He's like, let's go.
Yeah, Aaron, you have an absolute, like, I don't have a team. I guess the Niners are kind of my team, I guess, but you have a disdain for the 49ers. Where did that stem from?
Okay, so I never liked them. Like, truth be told, I never liked them. But, I respected them, whatever. No big deal. It's like the Broncos. I don't like them. I don't dislike whatever. They're irrelevant to me. But so ever since they lost the NFC Championship game, I don't think they feel like they lost still, but like two of their players, Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, are like, we didn't really lose. You guys didn't really win. Okay, get over it. Then their radio station makes a whole because the Eagles have this, and it's a corny song, and don't get me twisted, like it's a stupid song. Fly Eagles Fly. It's a minute long. It's stupid. I would get rid of it if I owned the team, but people love it. And they made this whole cry Eagles cry and then die Eagles die. And I'm like, you guys got your ass kicked. Like let's call it how it is. At the end of the day, it's not like you went into and they're like, oh well, you injured Brock Purdy. That's football, man. Like you want it to be flag football. Like if Jalen Hurts would have got hurt and we lost, I would have been like, well, fuck, man, we lost. I don't know what else. They are a bunch of crybabies, and I can't do it with them. Can't stand.
I believe you call them the 40 whiners.
They are the 40 whiners. They are the 40 whiners.
I did love y'all cooking Joey Bosa at y'all's
Oh
game.
yeah, that was awesome.
That was beautiful. Any excuse to make fun of the Chargers, I'll take.
Van, what's your way too early Super Bowl prediction?
Oh God. I want to say Pittsburgh, but I know it's still kind of a rebuild, you could say. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going with it. I'm taking the Steelers. I think a healthy picket. and Russ is in fact cooked. But Pittsburgh's they got a higher ceiling than a lot of teams think and a lot of fan bases think. You know, obviously in Cleveland, they think Rub and Tug Boy is going to take them to the promised land. The only thing he's taking them to is the massage parlor next to the fucking Subway on one of the main streets. That's about it. So, to me, as long as everything goes right, Pittsburgh has the highest ceiling to get there and win it all.
Tough
Enjoy
division.
your jet sweeps.
Tough division, brother. Like that.
Hey, listen, they don't do jet sweeps a lot. They only did one last night. They only did one.
Preseason.
I'm proud of that, Canada. Preseason,
they'll do more when it counts.
Turn it around. I think Canada finally realized he had to become a real offensive coordinator and not just call fucking jet sweeps. Plus, we got rid of friggin' Claypool, celebrating a first down with like 10 seconds left where you could have beat the Vikings, and you're fucking posing like you're friggin' Hulk Hogan just winning the world title at like 95 years old. Come on.
That's the Notre Dame in him, not the Canadian in him.
Yeah. Us Canadians, we get pretty excited when we get a little small victories. We go, hey, right on.
No, that's all fighting Irish. That's not Canadian. Us Canadians are humble.
Very fuck, humble.
And if someone's Canadian, we will tell you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Canadian, right?
Right.
See, there's a couple Floridians I don't claim. You mentioned one of them earlier when y'all mentioned the LimeWire thing. I don't claim Fred Durst. They're from Jacksonville. I don't claim them. I don't claim that one.
I'm not saying you should.
Is he even alive? Is he alive still?
Dude, oh yeah, he should
look
be.
Look at pictures of him. It is wild. Big
it's
gray
weird
beard stuff. I was not.
It's weird. I don't like it. It's weird.
Yeah. I saw a picture of him, and it truly was one of those days.
Garrett, way too early Super Bowl prediction.
Oh, since we're doing it, it's the Jags, man. It was always the Jags.
You football fans are such fucking jackwagons. They just pick
I'm
your
between
team
two
no
Steelers
what.
fans right here. They both said Steelers. I'm like, all right, look, whatever. Since we're doing it, we're doing it.
You have the easiest division to win.
Yeah, at least they know.
Oh, no, I'm not the NFC South.
That's the easiest. Like a good high school team can go 500 in that division.
No, that's the NFC South. We're the AFC South. You
Well,
need to be a good college team to go 500 in the AFC South. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but what the Colts suck, the Titans suck, and what the
Texans.
Yeah, the Texans, right.
No, we're winning the division. I'm not worried about that. We're winning 12 games this year. I've been saying that for a month and a half now. We're winning 12 games.
So you can book it the number one seed or your number two?
I never said number one seed. I said we're winning 12
but I'm
games.
asking you to.
I wouldn't book number one seed. I'd book a playoff spot now.
Okay. Your division, your division champs, I think.
Yeah, but it's also with we're in the AFC, which right now the AFC is the deeper division between the two. Like the NFC has Philly and the 49ers, whether you love them or not, and that's about it for contenders. And I'm going to piss off Vikings fans. I don't care. Packers aren't contenders. Especially now that Rodgers is gone and Love's going to have to put it together. AFC is just the deeper division or the deeper conference. Sorry. Like we have more, if we were in the NFC, then yeah, I could probably book a number 2 seed, but with the level of talent in the teams in the AFC, I don't see us being a number 1 seed right out of the gate.
I think it's fair to say
would any of you guys, me and Dave talked about a few weeks ago when we got the backlash there, would any of you guys, if these quarterbacks were young, I think you guys know where I'm going with this, would any of you guys, if fucking Trevor Lawrence came into your office and said, I want $55 million a year or I ain't playing, what would you say to him?
Right now, I would say win me a divisional or win me a AFC championship and we'll talk about it.
Savage.
Well, it's fair. That's why I got pissed at Herbert, because Herbert blew the third largest lead in football history to my guys, and now they're going to pay him like the best quarterback in the league when he hasn't done anything.
Oh man, he's a Charger. You know he's going to do that.
Well, Herbert is the guy, and we talked about this. I know Brent, you and Dave probably saw what I said, but like Herbert is a guy who loves to win, but he doesn't hate to lose. I don't want that as my quarterback.
Yeah,
I want the guy who hates to fucking lose as my quarterback.
And the Chargers are a franchise. They're just licking the jar. That's all they ever do. They lick the jar. They never take it home.
They're the Clippers of the NFL. They're the other LA team.
Yeah.
What would you guys have told Herbert? Like, I know what me and 1420 Dave talked about. But what would you guys have done the same thing that me and Dave said about Herbert? If he comes in and says, you're going to pay me $45 million a year, what would you guys have said?
I would have fired the coach first.
I would respond how 1420 Dave responded to Dave and Jim saying the Steelers were going to win the Super Bowl. I would laugh like that and then say, win me an AFC championship and we'll talk about it.
I'm loving the hate bait here. You're trying to get a clip so bad.
I don't care.
But no, like
I buy hate by the barrel. I don't give a shit.
We're just trying to get some more Twitter hate here.
Oh, I buy hate by the barrel. I don't care. If I have the time for it, I'll engage with it.
Fuck yeah.
Dave, you're going to say something?
I'm just saying, so his contract is up. Like what do you sign him to then?
Franchise tag, 1 year prove-it deal. Not more than Mahomes either. You can do a I would do a 1 year prove-it deal.
Guys, I think it's that simple. Like if like me and Dave talked about a few weeks back, I said, if that motherfucker comes into my office, I say, get out. Get out. You want how much? Well, how much? What does Mahomes make? You want more? Get out.
I would have been like,
don't ever come back. Don't ever come back here ever again.
I would have said, wait, you blew that massive lead, right? That's you, right? I'm not delusional. Yeah, no.
I'll pay a $27 million.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Raiders to make the playoffs, right?
Yep.
Like so. Show me
because you went for the tie, not the win. Because
win.
you don't love to win. You don't hate to lose. You love to win. So
we lost with you. We'll lose without you. Get out.
Signature wins don't happen in week 13, brother. Get out.
He is 26 and 25 as a career quarterback. He is 26 and 25. He is barely above 500, and you're now paying him more than Mahomes. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, but there's a ton of people that make more than Mahomes. Mahomes took the term instead of the high annual average salary.
He said as much as we hate Brady, he went the Brady route because he knows that he can't make all the money in the world. The other guys around him have to eat too. You are not the team.
And that's the point. Mahomes said, like, yeah, he's taking pages out of Brady's book. It's about
give me the signing bonus.
Legacy. He wants rings. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be the highest paid. He wants to be paid fairly. He wants rings.
He's gonna make 500 mil. I'm sure he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, well, also with rings come endorsement and everything else. So, like, if you're, I mean, he's on State Farm commercials. He's not hurting for cash.
Fuck, I saw him on the Subway commercial eating fucking hot dogs the other day for fuck's
sake. Yeah.
You mean sandwiches? You mean sandwiches? Yeah.
Hot dogs. Same fucking
hot dogs. Yeah, sandwiches.
Jesus fuck. That's a debate that fuck will never end. And everybody, you cocksuckers who say that's not a sandwich, you're just doing it to fucking push my buttons. That's all you're doing. All you're doing.
Keep it up.
It's like
fucking hot dog eater.
It's like saying it's a nice day. Or like, how's the water? It's warm. You jump in. This is fucking freezing. Well, it's warm to me. It's no opinion, man.
That's the dumbest
that makes no sense.
History of this
no,
fucking
it does. It's all about opinion. Like
no, but there's always that one dickhead that's like, yeah, it's warm and it's like it's freezing. Like it's like, no, it's not. Or you're the guy that wears shorts and it's 5 degrees out. Go pound sand, man.
I'll tell you a true story.
That's a good one to college with. Those are good people.
I
I'm
can't.
not.
You're one of those guys, aren't you, Dave?
They said, "You call me out."
Yeah. Fucking 8 Below. He's walking down Yonge Street in fucking Toronto and fucking wearing shorts. Oh, it's fine.
No, I'll
From
tell you.
Toronto.
I'll tell you.
Rocking
Shorts and flip flops.
Rocking cargo shorts and snow boots.
I'm like, you're doing that on purpose because you're very badass.
The wife and I were in Mexico when we went. It's called a cenote. It's an underwater lake in Mexico.
Yeah.
And we were on the little thing on the bus. There's 12.
Oh no,
people
that's the thing. He's right.
It's called a
Underwater lake.
cenote. Yeah,
Oh,
it's an
it's
underwater
underwater.
lake.
It's
It's
look
it's
it
a
up
thing.
because it is a thing. I'm not going to do it justice by explaining it, but Dave is not wrong.
And then so we actually rappelled into the lake, and then there was 12 people on the tour bus from the resort, and someone raised their hand and said to the tour guide, "How cold's the water?" She goes, "How many of you guys are Canadians?" And 4 of us raised their hand. "You guys are going to be fine. Everybody else, this water's going to be a little cold." That's what it is. That's what a sandwich is, right? We're going to have sandwiches, and you get there. It's hot dogs. Oh, that's a sandwich. No, it's not.
No.
It's just, yeah, it's the same thing.
It's not an opinion.
It is an opinion.
It's not. It's not. Holy fuck, man. It's not an opinion. It's a fact or it's not a fact.
This sandwich is delicious. A, it's not a sandwich, it's a hot dog, and B, it sucks. Right? That's 2 opinions.
Wait.
One sentence.
A hot dog's got to be pretty shitty to say it sucks.
I've never had a bad hot dog.
So Brent, what's a hamburger?
It's a sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Making
called a
sure we're-
hamburger sandwich originally. I'm like, yeah, what's that? Yeah.
Making sure we're being
Bread.
consistent.
Bread, meat,
Bread.
bread.
Doesn't even have to be meat. Bread, substance, bread. You can have a struggle sandwich. Do bread. I don't care. It's still a sandwich. Bread, substance, bread.
Yeah, I guess the peanut butter sandwich doesn't have any fucking meat in it either, right?
Yeah, what's that? That's like an Uncrustable. What's that?
Sandwich.
Okay.
It is bread, substance, bread. Sandwich. A Hot Pocket is technically a sandwich because it's bread, substance, bread.
I got one more, and then we'll get everybody out of here. We're last night when we were celebrating Deanna's birthday over at Brown's, there was this guy around the corner of the bar there talking. He was drunk and all fucking. Maybe he was just dumb. I don't know. But he says he had a buddy who works at Wrigley Field, New York City, and I went. So I turned my head, and Deanne grabbed my knee, and she goes, "Don't say anything." Is it an obligation as a man to call out another man for being stupid in that scenario?
100%.
Yeah.
It depends. I would say 95% of the time, yes. But if you know for a fact that the person is just beyond reason, not worth it.
Yeah.
Like if he's like, I can't stand drunk.
No, he was tipsy, right? Like he was.
Yeah, he was tipsy. Then yeah, no, I'm calling him out immediately. Being like, man, the Chicago Yankees, that's crazy.
The Canadian buddy from Pittsburgh.
What? And when I said like Deanne grabbed my knee and she goes, "Don't just shut your fucking mouth. Just shut up." Okay, shut up. If it wasn't her birthday, I probably would have said something. But I was like,
yeah,
fuck. Do you think guys like that just want to hear themselves talk and they should get a podcast themselves?
As a guy who likes to hear his own, voice, yes.
I could not believe what I was fucking. I just was shaking my head, like, Wrigley Field is not in New York, so you should probably just shut up. That's what I wanted to say.
See, it's totally like gender specific too, because I was at a minor league baseball game, and she was like, a lady behind me was like, "Is it halftime yet?" And I let it slide. I was like, "All right, it's a late." She probably gives 2 shits about baseball or football or whatever she thinks this sport is she's watching. Like, as a guy though, it's like, come on, man, really.
But that could be a teaching experience for a girl. Was she by herself?
No, she was with another friend that clearly had no idea too. And I was like, yeah, let me just let them.
You could have got yourself lucky right there, Aaron. You could have fucking said.
No, they were not. Let's just
watch what you say about people being aged. Watch.
No, I didn't say that. I said
out there.
They weren't exactly eye candy. Let's put it that way, and I'm putting it in a nice way. So.
Yes, only eye candy gets to learn about sports.
Well, I was like, I'll let them slide, let them have it, and enjoy their afternoon. Like it's not that. It's not the end of the
Eric,
day.
keep digging your grave, big dog. You keep digging your grave, man. I'm not helping you here.
The traditional number one way to get lucky is to turn around and tell a woman she's wrong.
Yeah, I've heard that word.
I've done that too many times, and it hasn't.
That's a very good point, Dave. Yeah.
Actually, idiot. Like,
honey, I love you, but you're 100% wrong.
Just turn around and mansplain the shit out of some baseball.
And then
I'll see myself out.
Because then when you say, honey, you're wrong, did you just call me stupid? No, I didn't say that.
Of course not. Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
No, never. I would never say that ever.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
This fellow talking to you when he said this, Brent?
No, he was talking to the bartender.
Oh, then you're under no obligation to correct. You're allowed to share sideways glances with the bartender, and then if the guy says you got something to say, why, yes, I do.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I talk a lot.
Way to go about
so
it.
I have something to say about everything. So
I'm quite good at it.
It's a very Canadian way to go about that. Down here, we just like
I was almost like The Exorcist. My head was spinning around. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
You hear stuff like that and you go, what the fuck did you just say?
Oh, it was unbelievable. Boys, thanks for joining us on our 3rd anniversary special. It was a lot of fun. Let us know, talk about your podcast. LPF Dave, what's going on?
Just churning out content whenever we can. I started a new job this week, getting up at 4 a.m., so we skipped last week. But, yeah, should have another one out Tuesday. Yeah, put one out every week, talk about whatever's going on in sports we find interesting, a little bit about what's going on in our lives, things that piss us off or things that can brighten our day. And yeah, a little bit of therapy session sometimes, but it's all good.
Yeah. Did the Jays hold off the Mariners to get that last playoff spot?
I hope so, man. Like, I thought I actually did a little research. I wasn't exactly sure what I was walking into. Brent told me might talk baseball, and so I was getting ready to explain why Vlad sucks this year.
He does suck this year. Go ahead.
Does he
ever?
ever?
Basically, the answer is there is no answer. But anyways, I think they do. They're up 9-2 right now against the Reds, and I don't know. I just got to hold out hope that Bichette coming back and it's a little bit of improvement from guys who shouldn't be having the years they're having. We get it done.
Is Aaron De La Cruz not the most exciting cat in baseball right now?
Oh, that was so fun to watch.
Oh my god, I love him so much. I love him so fucking much.
I love Aaron De La Cruz.
Well, it was the inside the park, but it was a triple with an error. I was actually watching that game live last week.
This is as a casual fan, this is what baseball needed. A guy like this who just does things. I love where they're like, oh, the little thing at the bottom of his bat helps him swing better. He goes, all right, bet, and then hits a home run.
He's a monster of his man, and he can just fly.
See, like, he's the kind of guy, and fuck, I don't want to bring us back to Yankees because fuck the Yankees right now.
Last place Yankees.
The last place New York Yankees. That's the kind of enthusiasm that team needs, right, fan of the band, Jim? Because like we got to get rid of this no beard, no fun, no whatever policy. I think that's one of the things that the Yankees are really missing is they're so set in their stupid, archaic ways that they're tripping over themselves, in my opinion.
Oh, you got Stan. I mean,
the fucking Tin Man. Yeah, you got to bring him up.
Fuck, I hate him.
Fastest man in baseball.
I'm 41 and out of shape and smoke cigars every day, and I could fucking run faster than him and not be out of breath. That's how pathetic Stanton's speed is. Okay,
I can't stand him. Like, at least strike out all you want. At least pretend you care.
Yeah.
Like, just
y'all need to fire your third base coach or your third base coach for waving him on to score.
We need to fire everybody.
That guy needs a high shot. He's like, that's Stanton coming around third. Send him. Like 10 feet. But all right.
He's just,
they're hoping he's going to pull on Amy.
Do you wonder when he was getting waved in if he turned his head like I did at the bar last night? Like, what?
He slows up and he's like, oh, all right. I guess we're going.
Here I go.
The only time you should be waving him home is if it was an actual home run hit while he was on base.
Jesus, yeah, telling him he's got to go. Otherwise, he stays there on. Okay.
Giancarlo, go, move.
You got this, man. They can't throw you out.
World Series champ, Dave, LPF Dave. Who's got it?
Wow, who the hell knows? It should be the Dodgers or Dodgers. It's probably gonna be Dodgers Astros. Something boring again.
Oh, the Trastros.
Garrett, tell us about your you got 38 different podcasts going on as well. What tell us about actually we'll talk about you guys. Last night you guys recorded Steel and Teal. How's that going? Like I've listened to a couple of them, and how's that going? How's the collaboration going and everything else?
It's fun, man, and I'm not just saying that because Jim's sitting right there. But it's actually fun. This was kind of I know he talked about on his show at one point. This is kind of like an idea that I kind of had, and I was like, hey, you know, full disclosure, like you already do Steel Talk. Like I don't want to piggyback off your thing. Like this, you have every right to say no to this. But like, I would love to do like a Steel and Teal Talk type show. Where we do like a Jaguars and Steelers thing, and it's almost everything but that. It's like 10% Jaguars and Steelers, and then just everything else that's happening in the world. Again, we talked about the Karate Kid last night, which is hilarious that it came up twice today. So I mean that's fun. Honestly, the little solo project that I do is kind of fallen by the wayside. Is this a bad take? But you know, it is what it is. And then Two Deuces Sports News, actually, we just put our 54th episode out today. Been hectic with work, so recording that's been a little iffy lately, but we're trying to get back on track.
Is the Karate Kid one of the best movies ever?
The first couple, yes. That's one of those ones that they probably should have stopped after 2 or 3.
I love the Karate Kid.
They're great.
Every time I see that motherfucker on TV, I watch the whole thing. Like I might not tune in when it first starts, but if I'm flipping around and I see it, I'll watch it right to the end every time.
Yep,
every single time.
It's a great movie.
I don't think.
Yeah, they stopped after 3 though.
Like 1420 Dave thinks he deserved the ass kickings. He probably deserved one, or maybe I don't think he deserved the one on the beach. The one at the school he deserved.
He really deserved that.
Like that's the one he probably deserved.
Honestly, what was kind of nice, like again, we're giving away stuff that we talked about on our episode, Jim, but like we talked about it, the new Cobra Kai show on Netflix. Like they actually did a solid job of like looking at it from both perspectives.
Super
they're both
fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, Daniel was like, "You were the bully," and Johnny was like, "No, you were the bully." Like, what are you talking about? But like from both points of view, the other guy's the asshole. So it made like, oh, he never thought about it that way. Like, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
You wonder how Johnny's life would have turned out if he would have won the All Valley that year. You just wonder if it would have turned out differently for him. I feel for Johnny sometimes.
It was an illegal head kick.
Yeah, that's true. A legal head kick, but he also
don't
sweep the leg. I mean, it's both were dirty fighters. It's crazy.
And Sensei was an asshole. He never really taught any life lessons.
No, but at the All Valley, how dare you cheat at the All Valley? This is the All Valley.
I fucking like Miyagi. He was so funny. I don't know, first time too. Like fucking laugh, just like fuck.
It was great. God. Just the simple one-liners, because sometimes it's all you need.
Yeah.
Did you ever try catching a fly with chopsticks?
No, but I've tried catching it with my hand before. Oh, there's a story here. Do you not know how to use chopsticks?
I think the most ridiculous thing I was going to clip that and put a thing up here. That was about a year ago to the day almost fucking talking with chopsticks. What is the purpose of chopsticks when a fork is a much more logical fucking utensil to use to eat food? Like, why the fuck would you do that?
I know Dave's answer. It's about the culture.
Fuck the culture. You're eating.
You should have to respect the culture at times.
Are you gonna eat cake with it? Like, I need that cake. Should I pull out fucking chopsticks?
Well, it depends on where the cake's from.
Dave, you just looked at me like I was a fucking alien asking if I should eat chopsticks or eat cake with chopsticks. Why would you eat anything with chopsticks when it's easier with a fucking fork or your fingers?
Have you ever eaten sushi with a fork?
Yeah, that work.
You've never eaten
sushi with a fork?
How do you dip your sushi in the soy with a fork?
With the fork.
No, you can't, man.
Grab it, put it in. Done. You grab it with your fingers and put it in.
Grab it, dip it. Delicious.
You're out of your fucking head. You think that's easier?
No,
you guys. I think you guys have a T-shirt name now. It's grab it, dip it, and delicious.
chopsticks.
I just don't think
I'll
you know how to
find
use
that
them.
later on. I'll send it out to you. Oh, I can't fucking believe that.
We gotta send a whole truck full of chopsticks to Brent's front yard.
And then that asshat, he's talking about fucking got chopstick in his vehicle. He's somehow eating food with chopstick driving down the fucking street. How the fuck would you do that?
That's not true.
Oh, fuck.
No, I eat Cheez-Its with chopsticks so I don't get cheesy dust on my remote control.
You mean
Cheesy
what?
Pops.
Like
Is that
cheesy
what they're called?
poops?
Fucking princess.
Oh, those aren't Cheez-Its.
Oh, sorry. So cheesy poop.
Okay, I was
chopsticks so I don't get cheesy dust on my
I
remote.
was so
LPF,
confused.
Dave, do you use chopsticks?
I've never used one in my life.
Good, you have
He
to use
used to.
whatever.
He used to.
Oh no, I agree with you. It's stupid. Fan of the van, you ever use chopsticks?
Fucking never.
Done. It's stupid.
Dave,
It
I'm with
is
you on
so
this one.
stupid. There's a reason why they said, you know what? There's a better way, so they invented a fork. There's a better way of doing this. I would put money on if you went to fucking China and said, hey, you want to try a fork? They're like, yeah, motherfucker.
So your contention is that they've never seen a fork before?
Forks just haven't made their way out there, eh?
Holy fuck me.
They're out,
I'm just
they're out mucking the
imagining a
barn
very
with their
mild-mannered
couple pool cues?
I mean, I'm sure, David, good point. I'm sure they've seen forks. I shouldn't make an
Witnessed a
assumption.
couple.
I've never been to China.
They're
I
like
should-
cavemen. Just go over like, oh, you see, what's this?
That's a fork. Oh, fuck.
All right, David or Brent, if you were at a Chinese restaurant in China and they said we don't have any forks here, are you walking out? Or are you gonna
I'm
make
out.
do? You're out.
I'm leaving.
Go find me a sandwich.
I might get some chow mein and twit my fingers and pop them out. I'm leaving. If they don't have forks, I'm out.
Brent looks at the waiter and goes, you guys have hot dogs?
Yeah, give me a hot dog. then, motherfucker. Me, no got
Or
a
any
fork.
other-
Give me a hot
any-
dog.
Geez, we wonder the ingredients of a wiener in Canada and U.S. What are the ingredients in China?
Oh, dog, man. Big old fucking dog.
It is one hot dog.
I'm not swinging at that. That's a high pitch. I'm not swinging at it.
Yeah, don't swing at the high ones, guys.
This thing went fucking sideways like a fucking bar.
You guys should have bunted on that one.
Jesus Christ. Jim, fan of the event, tell me about your show. What's going on? What's happening?
Pretty much the same thing like everything else. Obviously, me and Garrett got our project that we're doing. New one should be out tomorrow.
I edited it this morning.
Garrett does all the editing on it because I wouldn't know step one how to do any of that shit. My own show, I'll probably do a new one Tuesday or Wednesday, and then myself and Average Joe Sports are going to be doing one in a few weeks called Cigar and Sports, which is going to be a good one. I think we're going to start it monthly, and then if it, goes the way we think it's going to go, it'll become a weekly thing. So, in other words, we'll be like you, Brent. We're going to have like 455,000 freaking shows to put out a week.
Yeah, that's all you do. Yeah, you sit in front of this thing, hope someone fucking throw shit in the wall, someone bound a stick, right? One of those things.
Yep.
Fucking Christ. Brutally Honest Sports, Aaron, I was listening to one of your, I was meant to talk to you about this one a while ago, and I can't because it was the guy from the Highway 95, what the fuck, Interstate I-95, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he was talking about the how when college football teams fail, and he likes to see it, and the not the travesties, but the what's the word I'm looking for? The fraudsters in college football, and he didn't when people didn't like the Penn State thing, and I was just like, dude, shut up. I was like, you can't talk and defend Penn State right now. What was your thought? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Go in a little bit about that because
because he was talking about when there's teams that get caught behind football and they get caught scandals, in scandals, and people get and they were talking about scandals and how people were getting joy out of the Penn State thing, and he was getting a lot of joy out of other teams failing throughout football, the Alabama scandals and the USC scandals, and he was starting to defend the Penn State one, and I was just like, oh fuck,
those are different scandals.
Maybe don't.
Those are different.
I've brought this up a bunch though. There was a Michigan scandal that And I've never seen something swept under the rug as fast as that. Like
that's what it came out. The Michigan scandal. The guy bought a fucking hamburger. Whatever.
Like somebody got killed that night or something. Like something drastic happened because I remember it popping up on the ticker on ESPN. I was like, oh shit. Like, not that I'm not rooting for another school to have a scandal because like Penn State. I'm a Penn State fan. You know, whatever. It's a horrible thing that happened. I'm not proud to say, oh my God, you know, we're better than that, or, you know, like that's a terrible thing. And I try and separate the two things. Jerry Sandusky's a piece of shit. Penn State's a university. I try and separate the two, but I don't defend it. You know what I mean? I'm not condoning. I'm not saying like Penn State is the most, they call it Happy Valley. It's, you know, it's a little bit of a, it's a black eye on that program forever. Forever. It will, till the day I die, it'll be a black eye. But that Michigan, just to bring that Michigan thing up, was very strange.
Look at you. Well, but these guys.
Because no one even knows about that. So we don't that's never going to see the light of day is all I'm saying. Probably wasn't to the level of Penn State, or what it might have been, might not have been. We don't know. But I will never sit here and be like, you know, Penn State's the greatest, you know, there's never anything bad that goes on there. Like, obviously, it was one of the worst, if not the worst, scandal to ever exist. I mean,
I think it's the worst in college football, personally.
But I just
Reggie got a house and a bunch of kids got fucking sexually assaulted.
Yeah, Brian Kelly killed a kid, but that doesn't matter either. So it's just, you know, whatever.
Kind of a downer to end this fucking show. Jesus Christ. Bad segue, Brent. Bad segue. 3 years in, I'm still not fucking figuring this one out. But anyways.
Well, speaking of scandals, like I know Netflix just released a trailer for the Kings of the Swamp documentary for the Florida Gators, that 06 Urban Meyer era, which so far doesn't look like it's going to be a fluff piece, which has me excited because fuck Urban Meyer. But if they turn it into a fluff piece... No, he's a garbage person.
Kick the player.
Obviously.
You kicked the kicker.
He tried to ruin Trevor Lawrence. He tried to ruin him.
He literally, Wingard actually came out and said it, where he made a comment to one of the guys about, like, you know, Urban, and Urban used his position coach's phone to call Wingard and be like, so I hear you're talking shit. And he's like, no, what the fuck? He had to like basically just kiss his ass. And then he came out and said it later. He's like, this was like, what the hell, dude?
I like Herb. He's all right.
No, I can't.
Some of these coaches don't know.
I can't defend him.
He's an asshole to the fullest.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining us on the our 3-year anniversary show. It was a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. We probably could do this for 6 or 7 hours and keep bullshitting and laughing and everything else. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll have to do this again throughout the upcoming year, and we'll do it again 08-20 on 2024 if we're still kicking around, and we'll make it an annual thing, hopefully.
I'm down.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats.
Thanks.
And then, guys, like, you know, this is a thing, you know, Brent and I started, and we're happy to be at this place, but an unexpected thing for both of us is us being on your shows, you guys coming on us. We didn't realize there'd be a community, and it's great to have you guys on, and thanks for making time today so we can all share a little moment together and have some laughs on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, there we go.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having us.
No, a lot of fun, We'll look forward to all you guys' shows throughout the week, and we'll keep spreading the good word. And it's I don't know if I don't want to say it's a struggle, but it's one of those things, like you go out there and every day you click on the refresh button, like I was talking about on the Diary of a fucking Podcaster day, and you hope and you pray this. Like sometimes you put shows out there and they're great and no one listens, and other times you put absolute dog shit out there and you're like, what the fuck's going on here? And you're like, so it's definitely a struggle in between the years sometimes as a podcaster, and anyway, we're all in it together, and we can only help each other grow a little bit in this kind of community we're in. So it was it was a lot of fun doing this together. We'll have to make sure we keep on keeping on. And Jim, my nephew, thank you very much. Since show 68, you've been making us sound better, because we almost gave her up after 68, and he kind of saved our show. So thank you very much to Jim.
Yeah, that music rocks, man. Too, by the way.
Thanks, man. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, you know he's doing. He's got a lot going on. He's off strike from his job now, his actual job. Fucking working in a brewery, going on strike. Like you work in a brewery, why are you on strike? It's like, hey, let's stay open. Fuck, right.
Or how about this? Or we could just go and make beer and sell beer, or we could do that
and test beer. Good.
Yeah.
It's a good gig, anyways. The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. 3-year anniversary show. Take care of each other. More importantly, take care of yourself. You need you around. Keep your stick on the ice. And what else, boys?
Don't swing at high pitches, Jimmy.
There we go. Have a good day, folks. We'll talk to you guys all again on probably tomorrow. I don't even know.
All right, everybody. Thanks again.
Ciao, guys.
Appreciate
Lake
it,
days here in Montana.
He said what?
Off to the lake. I'll be on the